I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody pray. Somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. Down in the valley and over yonder, I want to hear somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray. Somebody pray.
Where does my help?
Where does my help? Where does my help come from? I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains. I lift my eyes to the mountains.
Where does my help?
Where does my help? Where does my help
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Cantor Paul here, along with Rabbi Kupitz from Temple Beth Israel. Hope you are all doing great and keeping cool on this hot Shabbat night. Going to get a little hotter, I think, for Shabbat. But, oh well, we're Southern Californians. I think we can hopefully handle it. Shalom, Rabbi. How you doing?
I am doing well. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wonderful to have you with us and say hello. Some of you are doing that already and saying hello in our Facebook live feed. So it's great to have you say hello. And Cantor Butch, you're already getting some birthday greetings there as well. So happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
And we will
everybody.
celebrate all of our September birthdays today during our service. Even though we can't invite you up on the bima, we will be celebrating with all of you.
It's a chuppah of love. That's
Yes,
that's what I appreciate.
So we are going to begin with a little bit of music that is fit for the season as we move toward our high holy days and Rosh Hashanah.
So we have to try and repeat after me. I can't hear you, but I'll give you a hint how it goes. I think Rabbi knows. Maybe he'll help me. So it goes like this. I go, we return. Too quick. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again. We return, we return, we return, return again and again to love, to love, to love again, to love. Return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again and again to you, to you. Ashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. We return, we return, we return, we return, we return, return again. We return, we return, we return, return again and again to you.
Shabbat Shalom again. Whoops, my camera got turned off. Here it is. Shabbat Shalom again. It's great to be with all of you. We're going to turn now to the blessing of our Shabbat lights. And I have some burning in the other room, but there are some right behind Cantor Paul, and I just spotlighted him. And we will, if you're, depending on how you are in your house, you can sit up straight or you can stand, and we bless our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
In a moment, I'm going to, he got spotlighted, there he is. In a moment, now it's going to come back to me, I think, there it goes. In a moment, I'm going to share my screen with you with Lecha Dodi. But as is our custom, before we enter into singing Lecha Dodi, we take a moment to reflect on this last week, to go back to last Shabbat, and then spend a little time on each day on its blessings and its challenges, to take a deep breath and release the week that has been, and to be fully present in this moment of Shabbat. So let's take a few moments in silence. We're going to continue, if you have a book at home, on page 20 with Lecha Dodi. You're muted, Cantor. You're muted, Cantor.
Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Lecha Lecha Dodi Ligrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Shamo v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishme'anu el hamilchad Adonai echad U'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila la 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 Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Lecha Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Shalchat Shabbat Lechuven Elcha Ki Mekor Habracha Merosh Mikedem Nisucha So Ma'aseh B'Makshavat Chila la 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 Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Lecha Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Hitoreri Kiva Ureich Kumi Ori Uri Shedaveri Kevod Adonai Aleich La 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 Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah Lecha Lecha Dodi Likrat Shala Penei Shabbat ne Kabbalah.
We rise and face the entrance to our home.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה, לקראת דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לקראת דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לה 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 לה, לקראת דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום מכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Amen. We continue with Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, page 28.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Yada dai dai dai, 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 yada dai dai dai.
Continue with the last three lines on page 30.
El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'en, Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
Hamariv Haravi.
Amen. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
אהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוי עמו ישראל.
Amen. We continue with Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We continue on page 36 with Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Amen. Before we join in Michamocha, as we are in these days, and now very few, leading up to Rosh Hashanah, I'd like to just think a little bit about what is it that we need to leave behind in our Egypt. And I'd like to challenge each of us a little bit. There are some very obvious things for all of us. We'd like to leave behind coronavirus, and we'd like to, our isolation and all of those kinds of things that are part of what's been forced upon us by the situation in the world. But those are things, except through our group behaviors that perhaps can bring it to a close sooner, we don't have a lot of control over. But I'd like to think about what are the things within us, what are the elements of our own selves, the pharaohs within us that keep us from being the people that we need to be. And how might we leave some of that behind as we move into a new Jewish year? And what might we need to embrace, or how might we need to wade into the sea in order to begin to help that sea depart and move to the other side? Michamocha.
Mi kamocha, bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar bakodesh, nora teilot, osei fele. Mi kamocha, bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar bakodesh, nora teilot, osei fele. Malchutcha uvanecha, bokeyam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze Eli anu. Ve'amru Adonai imloch leolam va'ed. Mi kamocha, bailim Adonai, mi kamocha, nedar bakodesh, norati lot, osei fele. Norati lot, osei fele. Norati lot, osei fele. Emar Kifad Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo me'ad Chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Shemo.
Gal Yisrael.
Amen. We ask God to watch over us and to protect us as we lie down, to let us go to sleep with a sense of wholeness and to wake up with a sense of purpose every day. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha ushmot satenu uvoenu ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha ushmot zetenu uvoenu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim Baruch atah Adonai Haporesu kat shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim
We give thanks for Shabbat. Join in singing Vishamru, page 44.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Vasoret HaShabbat Ledorotam Ritolam, Vishamru Bnei Israel et HaShabbat, Lasoret HaShabbat Ledorotam Ritolam. Veini rein b'nei Israel, oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, lasod et HaShabbat Lidorotam Meritolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'shamru v'nei Israel et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat, Lidorotam Meritolam. Uveyom HaShvi, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Bnei Israel et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat Lidorotam Meritolam.
As we move into our Amidah, to go back to what I just talked about with Micha Mocha, it is traditional with our Amidah that as we begin, we take 3 steps back and then we take 3 steps forward, one which each of these words, Adonai Tzvatai Tivtach, 3 steps back, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, 3 steps forward. And I always think during this time leading up to Rosh Hashanah, think about what do we want to step back from this year? What are the things that we need to leave behind? And then stepping into those things we need to embrace in this new year. We'll sing the first few blessings together, have a little silent prayer, and then have an offering of music by Dr. Randy Polaboy.
Oh, 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 Adonai, Sefatai Tivta, Ufi Yagi, Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imaot, U'Mevi Geula V'Livnei V'Neihem, L'Ma'an Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah.
Amen.
Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol atah, Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal. Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechalkel Chakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Kayem Emunato Lishenei Afar. Micha mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memid Umchaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atala HaChayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei Hakol.
Amen. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Baruch Shemo.
Ha'el HaKadosh. Please take a few moments for silent prayer for the text of your own heart. Shabbat Shalom, Randy.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there on this another very hot night. I'm going to be playing a song I played once before, a couple months ago, for Shabbat service. It is called On Wings of Song by the composer Mendelssohn. And I'm going to play the entire piece this time. I'm not going to cut it. And I just wanted to say a few explanatory remarks. I really love the title of this piece, On Wings of Song. It has such a beautiful poetry to it. It's almost as if the song is saying the song is growing wings and taking flight like a bird. I don't know if that was the intention of the composer by giving it that title. But the metaphor isn't so far-fetched because when you consider Mendelssohn's whole philosophy was that music expressed sentiments that couldn't be expressed in words, and probably a lot more accurately and clearly when words fell short. So I think you could say on a spiritual level, this piece and a lot of our upcoming music for the High Holy Days does seem to take flight, and when words do fall short. So I hope that that is the case, and this again is On Wings of Song by Mendelssohn.
Thank you so much for that music, Randy. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just had to reorganize my screen here for a moment. Now, if you will hear and truly listen to the voice of God, a line from this week's Torah portion, Kitavo. One of the stylistic features of biblical Hebrew is that it often repeats key verbs twice in order to emphasize their importance. Traditional commentators who operate from a paradigm in which not a single word in the Torah is devoid of the possibility of meaning find profound insights in many of these seemingly unnecessary repetitions. In this week's portion, Kitavo, we are instructed that if we listen to God's commandments, then we will enjoy numerous blessings. This is a theme which is articulated again and again throughout the book of Deuteronomy. However, in this instance, the verb shema, lishmoa, which means both to hear and to listen, is repeated twice, rendering a proper translation something close to, if you will hear and truly listen. The Sfat Emet, a Hasidic commentator from the late 19th century, suggests that the dual use of the verb is to underline the difference between hearing and listening. He writes, "The living soul constantly hears the voice of Torah, but this is hidden from us. This is why the verse says, hear, listen to that which you are already hearing." Hearing is an involuntary act. Unless we have lost our physical hearing, our physical sense of hearing to illness or injury, or we are constantly taking in the sounds of the world around us. We may choose not to look or to taste or to touch, but we cannot choose not to hear if that's a faculty that we have. We can and often do choose not to listen to that which we hear. Whether because of distraction, antipathy, or indifference, we have a phenomenal capacity to shut our minds to the sounds that our ears let in. We hear news broadcast about 1,000 people dying every day in this country from COVID-19, or repeated news of another Black person shot by law enforcement, or about devastating hurricanes and fires. And then often our minds shift to, I wonder what I'll eat for lunch. We hear the words of our partners or children and respond with cursory that indicate that their words are skipping like stones off the surface of our consciousness. We listen to our own inner voice. We silence our own inner voice, our hopes, our longings, our dreams and fears, and go about our day so often disconnected, even from ourselves. As we approach Rosh Hashanah and hear the sound of the shofar, I reflect on the blessing that we say when we blow the shofar on Rosh Hashanah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Blessed are you, eternal God, who hallows us with mitzvot and calls us to hearken to the sound of the shofar. We note that the commandment is not to sound the shofar, but to listen to its call. Every morning and evening, observant Jews say the Shema, remind ourselves that listening is a fundamental religious act. It requires a recognition that our ears are not the only organ of listening. Equally important are open minds and hearts. Redemption waits on the other side of our capacity to unite the three, to not just hear, but truly listen. May the sound of the shofar this evening and through our High Holy Day season stir us to truly listen, to hear the pain of the world, to really listen to those we love, to be present for one another and for ourselves. Shabbat Shalom. We are now going to turn to our prayer for healing, to our Misha Berach prayer. There is so much healing needed, not only in our community, but throughout our world. Healing of mind and of body and of spirit. So the words, the Hebrew words are here on the page. The English words many of you have become familiar with. I'm going to share the page.
O Holy One, who blessed our mothers, who blessed our fathers from ancient days, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem, Lehaksikam Urabeotam, Vishlach Lahem Refuah Shlema, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf, B'toch Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer as we say their names.
And I'll offer names of those from our community, and please feel free to offer additional names in our chat box to share with others. Rebecca Gilman, Bela Pasternak, Hannah Fields Austin, Eran Goichenberg, Sue Tobak, Alicia Goldfarb, Paula Steinbach, Rosin Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Gabrielle Silton, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Gloria Austin, Caitlin Antrim, Judith Bosworth, Kathy Brewster, Doug Austin, David Bush, Stephanie Holland, Mark Goldberg, Maureen Fenton, Jennifer Rudin, Susan Grohr, Charity Razade, James Stead, Ed Ansell, Marion Schneiders, Kimberly Zimmerman, Lori Snyder, Brad Holland, Isley Holland, Jacob McNaughton, Bernie Carmatz, Mike Klein, Beatrice Caden, Meg Silton, Ken Mitchell, Linda Jones, Ramon Diaz, Henry Gerard, Kirby Perkins, Brenda Fang Gerard, Serena Postal, John Laura Morse, John Hodges, and Rick Snyder.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yimalei Rachamim Aleichem. Oh, bless and heal those in our hearts, and hear our prayer when we say their names.
Now I'm going to stop sharing this so that you can see us better, and we're going to celebrate some birthdays, including our very own Cantor Paul, but we'll sing a Yom Huledet Sameach. I want to wish a happy birthday, year of health and of blessing to all of those who celebrate birthdays in September, and look forward to next year being able to celebrate in person and giving you a chocolate on the bima, chocolate pencil to share on the bima. And once I'm back in the office, like after the High Holy Days, if anybody wants to come by and just miss their birthday pencil, you should feel free to come by and get it. So we're going to continue with a little Yom Huledet Sameach.
Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach.
So we offer you the blessing of our tradition, the priestly blessing, as we want for you really just goodness and blessing in this new year. May even in these challenging times, may we all find connection and love and blessing. And so, Cantor Paul, go ahead. You get to bless yourself too.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine into you and through you to others. May God always be compassionate unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God and all that is good be present for you in your life. May you find shalom, wholeness, and peace in your heart, in your family, in your community. And may you join with others to bring our world closer to wholeness, to peace, to shalom. And we say together,
Amen.
and now I would like to, lots of people wishing people who have September birthdays, happy birthday in our chat, and can share if it is your birthday as well in September, so that if people don't know, they can wish you a happy birthday. And I'm going to invite Stephanie Kuba to share some announcements with us. So Stephanie is turning on her camera and her microphone. And I'm going
everyone. Yes, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Kupitz, and our birthday boy, Cantor Bush, and Dr. Polovoy for a wonderful service this evening. I have a few announcements to make. I wanted to let everyone know that the TBI preschool opened on August 31st smoothly and successfully with a dozen happy and safe children. Very pleased about that. Beit Sefer offers a taste of Beit Sefer on Sunday, September 13th for all TBI registered and or interested families. Later on that same day, the 13th, in the TBI parking lot, there will be a car parade and a safe ceremony to honor recently retired TBI preschool teacher, Cindy, who touched the lives of so many hundreds of children over the last 25 years. So please join us for that. On September 6th and September 10th, please join our fabulous Hebrew teacher, Dina Lane, to learn the High Holy Day prayers in Hebrew. You can get her phone number from the weekly update this week. And also, you better start reading right now and be ready for September 30th to have a scintillating discussion with our professor, Gary Gilbert, on the War of Return. Thank you all. Have a wonderful Shabbat.
Thank you, Stephanie. Shabbat Shalom. I just want to remind everybody that if you are within the sound of our voice, that if you have not yet turned in your renewal or your membership for this year, please do so. I know for some families, they may have economic challenges, but we want you to be a member of our community no matter what you're able to contribute. So please just contact the Temple office, or if you're more comfortable and there are financial strains, you're welcome to contact me. And I'm happy to help you through that process. And we are getting ready for the High Holy Days and want to get you the links and the supplies and the various things. We're going to have to cut those things off, things that are going to be delivered or picked up for that. The other thing is, for the High Holy Days, it's going to be very helpful. We don't want to fill our whole screen all the time with words because you won't be able to see the people in your community that are there. So we hope that you will have prayer books. We will send out an email. They are available, first of all, if you have an iPad or a tablet, for $10. You can download the High Holy Day prayer books as a Kindle book if you don't already own them. But we can also make arrangements for you to borrow books from the congregation if you have people in town or are doing various kinds of things. So watch for that. We're going to send that out. But if you do want to purchase books, you don't own them yet, we do have them available in our TBI office. Just make advanced, let us know that you're coming, so we make sure that there's somebody in the office when you come by. Also, same thing for families who have kids registering for Beit Sefer. If they have not yet done that, please do so. It's much easier for us to prepare for the year, even know exactly how many teachers we need, those kinds of things when we know who's registered for class. So please do that as well. We ask everybody, those of you who haven't been affected economically, give as generously as you can this year to help those families who are struggling a little bit, and to help offset some of those costs of the synagogue. We know that we have many congregants who are very generous, and we know we can depend on you during these challenging times. Cantor Paul, do you have announcements that you'd like to share?
The only thing I want to mention, we do have one more session of Rabbi and my Tuesday night get-together discussing Elul and the High Holy Days in the times of COVID-19, and maybe some special focuses and special elements that can be uniquely relevant this year. So please join us for that. I believe 7 o'clock we're on the Adult Jewish Learning link. I believe the correct links are in the emails, so you can just click on that. But as always, if you ever have any questions about where we are or where to find us, just reach out to the rabbi or myself directly. Other than that, looking forward to Slichot, our communal Slichot. Please, please, please check the links in your congregational email and register. You do need to register to get the link to join the communal Slichot. We hope to have a broad representation all the way from Redlands to Glendale, and all of the congregations that are participating, both rabbis and cantors. Rabbis will be doing some teachings, cantors will be doing some singing. Obviously not exactly the same format or situation we had when we were all able to meet panim al panim, face to face, but we'll do the best we can to try and create a meaningful experience for everyone, but we can't do it without you. So please click on the link, make a reservation, get the right Zoom link. It will be interactive. So if you are not on Zoom, then you'll just be a spectator, and we'd much rather have you as a participant.
Thank you very much. We are going to move toward the conclusion of our service. I'm going to share the Siddur with you once again, and we are going to continue in the middle of page 282 with Aleinu L'Shabeach.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורר לנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn our thoughts to those who have been important in our lives and have left this earth, those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. And again, as I read those who are on our communal list, if you're remembering somebody and you'd like to share it with those who are on Facebook Live, or if you're in Zoom, you can list their names, put them in the chat box as well. We remember the recent death of William George Vole, father of Jennifer Blas. Remember the Yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Neil Barong, Marjorie Bleckman, Max Pfluger, Adele Kaplan, Max Katz, Ethel Posner, Janet Rosenfeld, Irving Noah Rubenstein, Robert Siegel, Minnie Solomon, Faye Besbris Garland, Lauren Feynman, Philip Herbert, Irving Morrison, Faye Putter, Jeffrey Ricosi, Sally Jean Rosenthal, Angel Valandia, Phyllis Wittenberg, Anna Amazon, Philippe Blum, Bobby Carrasco, Bernice Cash, Ruth Gassner, Nathan Greenberg, Rachel Greenberg, Maynard Hurwitz, Lucy Kleppel, Glenn Lemaster Sr., Jean Levine, Hattie Levitt, Mortimer Lipsky, Ruth Lubarsky, Pat Marks Boardman, Ralph Perlman, Francis Rothschild, Celia Schulman, Jacob Wachtel, Zachary Borer, Israel Fandel, Gloria Gray, Ed Gross, William Mishkan, Oscar Pelzig, Rosa Pelzig, Daniel Pullman, Max Paritsky, Rachel Ross, Joan Sokloff, Libby Metz, Sanford Sharp, Julia Cherwinski, Benjamin Cohen, Beverly Davidson, David Diamond, Molly Elias, Rosalie Fisher, Harriet Flata, Faye Gilman, Ann Morton, Blanche Rubin, Ann Shapiro, Pete Wallman, Francis Bay, Lillian Feingold, Jerry Gitter, Henrietta Glazer, Faye Hauptman, Sarah Gorn Karmatz, Sylvia Peterman, Jacob Schifris, and Melvin Gerard. I'm going to share the Kaddish with you on the screen, and we join in these words of memory. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomachon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam ulomei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kedusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. We conclude our liturgy with Biyado, which is on your screen now. And then after Biyado, stay put, and we'll have the sounding of the shofar, and then Kiddush and Motzi.
Ve'ado hafkiduchi Ein ishan ve'a'ira Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Be'yado afkiduchi Ve'ed ishan ve'a'ira Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira Ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. Rabbi, you're muted.
That would be bad to sound the shofar while I was muted, but I am now unmuted, and we'll sound the shofar.
Tekiah Shvarim Teruah Tekiah Scott.
And we are going to end with Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh HaShabbat. Chaim.
L'chaim. And you can grab your challah if you have one. And letting Cantor Bush get his out there. It's over behind him.
Courtesy of the TBI Chala Malachim, the Chala Angels. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. We will next be around tomorrow night at 7:30 for Havdalah on our Zoom Siyum link. It's in your congregational email or on Facebook Live. We'd love to see you then. Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much for being with us.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday, Cantor.
Thank you, Steph.
Happy birthday, Cantor.
Thank you, Lila.
Bye.
Good night.